Hello everyone, welcome to Binary. So today we will talk about how to get started with competitive programming. Well, there are some prerequisites. You must be familiar with at least one programming language, at least the basics. If you don't know programming, then don't worry, we have got you covered. We have provided some of the best links to learn programming in the description below. Go check them out. But first, let me tell you a bit about the choice of programming language. Which programming language to use? Is it C, C++, Java, or Python? Well, coming to competitive programming, C++ has got its perks. It's actually the best programming language for competitive programming. There are obviously reasons for that. C++ has got the fastest execution time than most other programming languages. Also, C++ has got an incredible standard template library (STL) support. There are lots of predefined things there which you can use to make you code more efficiently and faster. Also, C++ has got lot of less code to write. Obviously, you won't like to write system.out.println in Java compared to the cout in C++. Just for example. Well, after programming, you must be familiar with the basics of data structures and algorithms. You must know the basics at least. But if you don't know, then don't worry, as you can learn them on the go. That is while competing with other programmers. And believe me, it's a lot more fun to learn data structures and algorithms that way than to learn them in the boring way. So most of the implementations which we will cover in this playlist will be in C++, but you are free to code them in any other language of your choice. Okay, so now let's see where you can start your practice. Well, there are lots of sites like CodeShare, CodeForces, Spoj, HackerRank and HackerEarth, but I would really recommend CodeShare. It's a very good place for beginners to start off. You can just go to the beginners practice section here, sort the problems according to their submission, and then start practicing from here. Also, CodeForces is a great platform to start. Actually, if you are coding for some time, around 3 months or 4 months, then you can start on CodeForces. But for beginners, I would recommend CodeShare. You can go to CodeForces problem set. Suppose I want to solve an problem on binary search. I can go here and then sort the problems according to their increasing order and solve them one by one. Also, SPOJ has got a great resource of problems to practice, and you can also start from HackerRank and HackerEarth. Now, after you have been practicing for quite some time, you would like to participate in contests and see where you stand among all the programmers of the world. So there are CodeChef contests. You can go to CodeChef contests, all contests. Here you will find some of the running contests, and there are some of the past contests here from where you can practice. Also, CodeForces has got contests. You can look at the contests here. Well, ACM ICPC is one of the most prestigious programming contests in the world. As you can see, it is only for college students. So if you are a college student, then obviously you have got an opportunity to participate in these most prestigious contests. There is also Google Code Jam, which occurs once every year. Google Code Jam Kickstart. It is actually a programming contest for students. It occurs for around 6 times a year, 6 or 7 times a year, and you can take part in them. Actually, Google hires programmers from this Kickstart according to their ranks. Then there is also Facebook Hacker Cup, where you can participate. Okay, so now let's look at a sample problem. This is a sample problem from CodeChef. This is the problem name. So the problem is this. Well, challenge in competitive programming is to convert the problem statement into a programming problem. That's what we need to figure out, and then it's solved. Well, let's see the problem. Shivam is the youngest programmer in the world. He is just 12 years old. Shivam is learning programming and today he is writing his first program. The program is very simple. Given two integers a and b, write a program to add these numbers. So, the summary of all this story is that we are given two integers a and b and we have to print their sum. That's how you convert a statement into a problem. Let's take a look at the input sample. The first line contains an integer t, total number of test cases. Then t lines follow. Each line contains two integers ab. Okay, so how is it? Let's take a look at the sample input. This is the t. Here is the number of test cases. And after this, three lines follow, each containing two integers denoting a and b. Well, we have to output add a and b and display it. So we have to output the sum of these two integers. Sum of 1 plus 2 is 3, 100 and 200 is 300, and 10 plus 40 is 50. So that's how we will do. So let's take a look at the constants. T is 1000. So before constants, I would like to say something. You should have a basic idea of algorithmic analysis, that is the time and space complexity of algorithm. Don't worry if you don't know it. We have provided some of the good links in the description below. You can just go to the links and watch those videos. It will hardly take you a few hours and you will be good to go. Actually, a computer is able to execute around 10 to the power 8 instructions per second. And so, depending on that, after you know the time complexity, you can understand if your code will get a TLE, which is a time limit exceeded verdict, or maybe it will get accepted. Okay, so let's solve this easy problem now. I will use Sublime Text for this purpose. So let me write this code. Okay, so I will read this input from the input file input.txt and write the output to the output file output.txt. So let's open this file. std out fine. So let's say we have to first take the t as number of test cases and then two integers a and b for every test case. So let's write this integer t, let's take test cases and take two integers a and b, input them, declare the sum as the sum of both these integers, and then simply output the sum. Okay, so is that simple? Now let's check if this is correct or not. We'll copy this file from here, paste it here, and then run my code. Okay, okay, now you can see this is the output of this. Let's take it the output. The output should be 350. So it's as expected, the sum of these integers. So we think now our code is good to go. Let's make a submission. Let's check if this is correct or not. Actually, let me tell you something. These are the sample input and output. These are not the actual test cases. This is just given for you to understand, like the input and the output format, and to get the problem statement fully. So you should write a problem which should solve every test case, not just this. Passing these test cases, that is getting this correct, does not guarantee that you will get a correct answer verdict. You might be missing some corner cases like that. Okay, so let's make a submission. And one thing, here I was reading input from this input file, and outputting in the output file, but we'll not do this. So let's comment out this line and make a submission here. Okay, so I will paste my code here and submit this. Okay, let's see. Submission queued. Okay, so you can see we have solved the problem. This is correct. This is the correct solution which I have given. So that's how you solve a problem in CodeChef. It's very simple. So in the next video we will start with some of the basic concepts of competitive programming, some of the most popular topics, and till then, if you don't know programming, start learning programming, and if you know, start practice. So see you next time. Goodbye.